Hi, so this is the 2LE laminate shooter belt. So we've worked closely with 2LE to develop this belt, and we've got two versions of shooter belts from 2LE. This is the laminate molle version. There's also a jacquard version of it, which we'll show you in another video. Essentially, they're exactly the same belt, but the base fabric of the molle attachment is slightly different. So what makes these belts good? So as standard these days, and pretty much on every shooter belt, our recommendation would be that you use that it has an Austria Alpine cobra buckle. So this is a 45mm cobra buckle, full metal. This is obviously used from a rigging perspective. So what you'll see a lot of people using these when it comes to shooter belts or belt systems, harnesses that are used within helicopter systems or flight systems, so very, very strong buckle. This one has a D-ring, which we've added some webbing, multicam webbing, just so that it can be retained if it needs to, but if you need to lash yourself off to anything, then obviously there's a strong D-ring on there. The other thing about these shooter belts, and the difference, in our opinion, between a good shooter belt and a bad shooter belt is the rigidity, the stiffness of the shooter belt. So we have a strong two-part system. So you have your outer belt. So you'll see that within the middle of the inside of the belt, you have hook and loop. On the outer is obviously where you have the laminate molle attachment, where your pouches and things go. And that in itself is a double webbing weave, or a double piece of webbing in there to give it some really good rigidity. I can't compress that at all. It's a strong, strong webbing. And then you also have a similar inner belt. So the inner belt's a little bit more loose, so it gives a little bit more give. Obviously that goes through your trouser loops, and then the webbing belt, the outer belt, attaches into the system. What that gives you is then a shooter belt that has good rigidity. So for us, we believe the most important thing on the rigidity is that when you're drawing your pistol, it doesn't move the webbing too much. So you've got a good stiff belt, which means that it doesn't move around. So that is the laminate shooter belt from 2LE.